That big boss, that's special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
Welcome back, guys, to a couch conversation. I got Keegan and Tom here with Level 2 Gaming, and today we are discussing a somewhat controversial topic, as we tend to do with these things.
It's the whole point.
Yeah. DLC, expansion, season passes, anything basically you buy afterwards when it comes to a game.
Post-disc content.
Yes.
I think that's a good way to put it.
And we're going to talk about what we think should be in it, how much they should cost, and what are the kind of the do's and don'ts of a season pass. So let's start with you. What's your opinion on how much a season pass should cost, and what kind of justifies that cost?
I have never bought a season pass in my life.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason being is because, as we've discussed previously, I'm not one to hang on to games. Like, the only time
That's
I'm going to
true.
buy a pass, potentially, if it's a game that I know I'm going to have for a really long time. And there's really not that many that I can qualify as having that. Like, I mean, even something like The Division that I was ready to, jump in with 2 feet and be like, okay, I'm going to play this game forever. I'm already kind of like veering away from it. And pretty much the only game that's come out in the last year or two, which I've kind of stuck with and, cannot see myself selling in the near future, is Elder Scrolls Online, which does season pass stuff a little differently, because obviously they have this kind of $12.99 subscription you can buy to get all the content. I would rather just buy it when it comes out, if I know that I want to play it.
Which you can do. With it.
Which you can totally
They
do, which
both.
is an awesome option. But as far as season passes, I think if you're gonna do it, I would love to see them be cheaper. I would think like tack an extra $20 onto it, maybe. I understand the content sometimes warrants more than that. I understand that, sometimes even some of the standalone projects are $20 or $15. So $20 may seem a little on the cheap side, but at the same time, it depends on the content. Because if you want to release a season pass, then you better have some content that's worthy of a season pass. I want to see something that extends my game time by at least 5 to 6 hours just with a single release. Maybe 3 hours at the bare minimum. You should expand on the experience. Don't give me horse armor. Don't do it.
Skins.
Yeah, don't do skins and stupid shit like that. Like, that should be just free. That's the fact that you charge $2 for some of that stuff is outrageous. But
Yes.
I think for content, if there's going to be 2 or 3 big drops of content, adding 3 to 6 hours worth extra onto the experience, then I could maybe recommend $30 or whatever on a season pass.
So,
and you?
So for me, the big thing. I mean, I bought season passes. I bought
You're a big season
I bought
pass.
the Ultimate Star Wars. I bought the Ultimate, literally the Ultimate Star Wars, and then I bought the Deluxe Edition or the Gold Edition, whatever the hell they call it, for The Division. I bought Uncharted, the XL Edition. So I bought everything. And ironically, of all those games, the only game I still play right now is I've dabbled in The Division still, and Star Wars I still play. Star Wars is a whole different story. Just
that was
because
an
of
expensive pass.
That was an expensive one.
Yeah.
I paid $120 for the game.
How much was the pass by itself?
$50 by itself. So
That's
$110.
fucking ridiculous.
No, $120 because the game was. I got the deluxe edition of games. The deluxe edition was like, God, I paid $120 for a game. But anyways, that's it's out of realization.
There was no collectibles.
Yeah, it was just the game and the content. Which, my opinion on that is, yes, it's $50, but they're adding so much to it that I kind of think it's worth $50. But I'd rather not pay $50 for a season pass, if that makes sense. I'd rather have more on the disc. And one of the things, I don't want to get into Star Wars specifically too much, but one of the things that's been a big controversy with it is how bare bones that game is, and you've said it.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't pick it up. So there's that, and I don't regret buying the season pass for it, because I know, especially when the the Death Star, the thing in the sky, the Death Star comes out, I know I'm going to enjoy that a lot. Like, that I'm looking forward to the most. What hurts me about that is they keep saying stuff that's not in there. But when it comes to, like, season passes on, if you look at, like I said, Just Cause. I bought Just Cause, the Super Ultimate Edition. I played that game for maybe 4 hours and I gave up, and I was like, why did I buy the Ultimate Edition? I think it's because it was on sale at the time. What I wish they did with season passes is I wish if you bought the season pass, it's cheaper than if you bought the DLC separately. Give you an incentive to buy the season pass.
And it usually is a little bit, but I think it should be more so.
Yes.
Like, so what really pisses me off when it comes to this stuff is, for example, let's go back to our good old favorite Destiny, right? So Destiny felt like that game was designed with season passes in mind, or at least milking.
I mean,
milking people.
I sold that game and bought it again when the Taken King came out.
King came out, exactly. So there was a lot of folks that when they first got Destiny felt robbed by the lack of content that was in the game. But the weird part about it was you could see there was people that found content that was there in the game but not finished. Like you could tell the developers had just kind of given
pulled
up
the plug.
Yeah, and so there was supposed to be so much more to that game than there was when they launched it, and there just wasn't. So then, you know, I mean, in a way, good on them for fixing it. Good on them for bringing out the Taken King and making that game what it was supposed to be to begin with. But the point is, it was supposed to be that to begin with. So, like, it took you so long to get, like, House of Wolves and all that stuff released. And for people that had bought that game at launch, that had trusted Bungie as a development team and put their hard-earned money into that game, felt cheated because they ended up paying like $100 to get the game they were promised to begin with.
When I got a PS4, I got it at Christmas 3 years ago now, I guess. I got Madden and I got Destiny. And Destiny was supposed to be the big game I played. Like Madden was just, I played Madden during
and to
the
be
football
fair,
season.
It's a wonderful game.
Now
like,
it is.
Gameplay-wise, it's a wonderful game.
But like when I bought it, I put that game in and I played maybe 5, 6, 7 hours, and I was like, I don't like this. Like, I also went into it expecting it to be Halo-esque because it was Bungie, which it kind of is, but I just never got into it like I did with Halo.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about it that I didn't like.
I mean, the multiplayer is not as finesse as Halo's was. It's not bad by any means, but it definitely felt a little lackluster. And, you know, some of the community elements that were promised were definitely toned down quite a significant amount. You know, I do like the fact that they had like dailies and things, some MMO aspects that kept people coming back every day, and also some of the loot stuff was really interesting. But you know, the gear and things like that's only really putting a patch on the problem of people wanting to get up higher levels and wanting to have more interesting weapons. And it's just kind of like, well, you know, now you have to grind for 7 hours to get this one shirt that is one light level higher than the one you already have, instead of like just doing what a company like Blizzard would do, which is, all right, well, here's
a whole new area,
20 new levels that you can raise. There's a whole new area. Here's, you know, all this other stuff. Like, I feel like they just they dropped the ball on it big time. And the season pass or the expansions as they came out were obviously supposed to be a part of the main game.
One of the things people don't remember, if you on the, I think it's Halo 1 and 2, the DLC was free. I think 3 was when they started charging. Maybe 2 they might have been the first one they charged for, but I know one was free for the expansions. But at that point, a lot of people weren't playing online because it was the original Xbox. Once Xbox Live became a bigger thing, then they started charging. And I get business-wise why they do it, but I don't like it as a fan. What do you think about... So we were talking about Elder Scrolls earlier. One of the things they did was they do DLC within the game versus like endgame stuff. Like, well,
it's interesting. It's a lot of money if you don't have the subscription, but then, you know, I mean, if you're paying $13 a month, that's a bigger deal than having the season pass and paying one-off for the season pass. So I think, yeah, fuck it. Those guys deserve to get their DLC for free, and I think that the rest of us should pay more money for it because they're paying $13 a month.
And what they do that I think justifies it really well is they give you 1,500 crowns, which is the equivalent to if you paid $15 for a crown. So that to me, and then you get the DLC. Obviously, if you leave it, then you don't have the DLC anymore. But one of the things that made me kind of like Elder Scrolls when it comes to that kind of stuff is, you know, mounts in that game are big. There's specialized mounts that you can get from the Crown Store, but you can also go to Stable and use in-game gold that you earn to buy a horse. An option. Exactly. And I wish more games kind of gave you that option of it, of, like, what was there's one game, I want to say it's Rainbow Six Siege or something, where it's like, you had to do certain things to unlock other things. I'm like, I don't want to pay to unlock stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I
mean,
might
even if like a game like Call of Duty would do something where it's like, okay, if you get these particular challenges done, then we'll give you a free map for multiplayer, like something like that. That would be great because then you're rewarding the players for playing the game.
Yeah,
and you know, and then people are going to stick with the game, and if they get a new map out of it, you sure as fuck they're going to do all those challenges and really appreciate the game more.
And they're going to tell their friends what they did to get that free map.
Exactly.
I mean, it's.
They could even make it so it's separate from DLC maps, so it's just a special reward just for those players. But I think that like one of the only times I've ever dropped money on DLC is for like Call of Duty map packs back in the day when Call of Duty was good. And also Bioshock. I'd buy any Bioshock DLC because of the story-driven nature of it. And then I bought the Shivering Isle for Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, because Shivering Isle was like another 30 hours of gameplay. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to spend 20, 25 bucks on another 30 hours of this game that I already love. So I don't know. Like, I think if the content's there, awesome. If it's not there, though, it's kind of ridiculous.
And we don't want skins.
Yeah.
No skins. Gun skins, people skins.
Or at least make the skins again something you earn as opposed to something you buy, because that is fucking stupid.
Yep. Yeah. So let us know down below what you guys think about DLC, season passes, all that kind of stuff, expansion packs. Do you like them? Do you buy them? Do you not buy them? What is your take on it? So let us know down below. And thanks for watching, guys. And as always, welcome to the second. You guys know that we may not be a big channel, but we decided, just because we wanted to create a Spreadshirt account. So you can get some merch by clicking the link up here or down in the description. It is level2gaming.spreadshirt.com. Keegan, put the link somewhere.